But please welcome Liz Bowles-Button.
Hey, good morning, everyone. So I never set out to be a marketer. Steve kind of alluded to it, but when I started out, I went to school for photojournalism. I started out working as a newspaper photographer. I was the person going out covering all types of events and taking those photos and publishing them for the public. And then I just kind of gravitated. It was right around the time that multimedia was starting to become a part of the newspaper landscape. And I just kind of gravitated towards that and what we could do with the website and with social media and the different ways we could get beyond just a printed newspaper. And so I ended up moving into an interactive brand manager role in a radio station group, and then from there into other media organizations. That's where I ended up at PBS North Carolina and working there as a digital producer, web manager, content developer, all of the things. And then I've landed at the lottery, which is my first time working in a retail business environment, and that's been an incredible learning experience. So, with that said, get started here. So, a lot of people don't know the details about how a lottery works. So, we are the North Carolina Education Lottery. We are very specifically geared just towards the state of North Carolina. We are only able to operate within the state of North Carolina, so it's a very different kind of environment that way. But at the end of the day, our job is to deliver thrill and joy across the entire state of North Carolina. We help give back millions to education every single day, and we enrich lives through entertainment and innovation. And we do it all while operating responsibly. So that is a big part of our organization's mission, is that we do all of these things, but we do them responsibly. So here's just a few facts about the lottery and how it operates. Again, it operates only within the state of North Carolina for a little over 200 employees. This WLA Level 4 certified, that's a big one. That's one we're very proud of. So again, going back to being a responsible lottery, we are actually one of the youngest and only lotteries in the entire US that's been Level 4 certified, which is the highest level of responsible gaming certification internationally. That's run through the World Lottery Association. In terms of products and sales, we operate with over 7,000 retailers in the state of North Carolina, including Walmart. We have 50 plus scratch-off games and 8 draw games sold in retail at any given time. And we offer 4 draw games in our online play program, which is our e-commerce platform. A lot of people don't know that there is actually e-commerce for lottery, but it is growing. And 68% of our sales come from scratch-offs. So since we're only offering a few draw games in e-commerce, you can see where there's a little bit of a disconnect there. So it forces us to work a little bit harder on that channel. And then $3.8 billion in sales in FY21 alone. So far, since 2006, when we started, we have turned over $8.5 billion to education in the state of North Carolina. We are the 3rd youngest lottery in the US. We were just chartered in 2006. We cater only to the 18 plus demo, so you have to be 18 to play, and that's again a big part of us playing responsibly. And the interesting thing is that with the number of online account holders that we have, we're looking at about a market penetration there of about 20 to 25%. So we're doing pretty well in terms of getting out to the public that we serve. And we're one of the only lotteries, this is one I'm really proud of, we're one of the only lotteries in the country, if not the only one, I think we might be the only one at this point, that since we started in 2006, we have increased sales year over year, every single year since inception. All right, so first party data for the win. This is a big part of our business, and a lot of it comes from just who we are and the way we're built and the way we're structured. But before we get started on that, I just wanted to talk about the program. Lucke-Rewards is our loyalty program. And essentially what we're doing there is we're blending product, platform, and love of the game and gaming to have that omni-channel relationship with our players. So at the core, players earn points with every lottery purchase. They earn points through fun-free activities that we offer in the platform. They use those points to enter exclusive drawings for cash and prizes, and they extend their play on qualifying games with automatic entries into second chance promotions. So ultimately what we're doing with this program is we're attracting, we're engaging, we're educating, and we're rewarding them. And this is the growth that we've seen. So basically looking at since the program started in 2012, you see there we've grown every year, and we've got a pretty healthy group of players there now. And these are just some fun stats. Over 2 million registered users, over 6 billion points earned, about 200,000 average monthly active users. That's with loyalty only. So that's only engaging within loyalty activities. And an 88% average point redemption. So it's one thing if players are earning points, but are they actually engaging with us to burn those points? Are they coming back again and again? So this is kind of an overview of how it works. We have your initial touch point. So you have that first lottery interaction for most players will occur in retail. You know, they're in the gas station, they're picking up gas, say, oh, I might play a scratcher, you know, do something else. Or they'll say, hey, Powerball is really high right now, maybe I'll get in on that. I could win $500 million. We have Lucke-Rewards woven into all of our point of sale materials at retail. We also have it prominently displayed in some products. It's just woven into everything we do in retail. Similarly, we have traditional advertising, we have online advertising, we have an active social media presence. All of that is helping us to push players back to the platform where, again, Lucke-Rewards is very, very prominent. So once we get them to the platform, then the process comes to get them to create an account. So we do put quite a bit of content behind that login wall. They don't have to pay for it, it's free, but they do have to create an account. And a lot of that comes from the fact that because they have to be 18 to play, we really need to know who they are at some level. We need them to self-identify as being 18 or older, and then we can let them access certain content. So with this registration flow, we also encourage ID verification. So if a player wants to, it's one account that they can access everything. So with that account, once they've ID verified, we have a digital provider for that, then they can actually play online. They can't play online until they ID verify, but once they've ID verified, they can play online, and they can participate in loyalty and everything else. They don't have to be ID verified to participate in loyalty, but I'll talk in a minute about how it's to their advantage to do that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we're getting their information and laying the groundwork for better data quality because we know who they are. So once the player has an account, they're engaging with us. They've hopefully signed up for promotional email during the registration process. A majority of them do. Players start earning points. Again, every product earns them points, and then they can also earn points through the platform. Surveys, games, things like that we offer. So those are great ways for us to engage and educate the players and then reward them for participating by doing that. And then with online play purchase, again, that's tracked. They receive points into Lucke-Rewards automatically, but then they've just made a purchase. So as soon as they get to that post-purchase screen, we're saying, hey, you've just earned points. Why don't you go spend them? And we're giving them that clear path back to Lucke-Rewards to continue to engage with us without spending more money, but with more chances to win. And gamified rewards, again, our players love the game, so let's just extend it for them. That's really the name of the game, is extended play. So they're entering these drawings for cash and prizes. We have no direct prizing model. They cannot exchange their points for any direct service or merchandise or coupon or anything like that. Not that we don't give those, but we don't give them in exchange for points. For points, they only get more chances. And then we have CRM and promotions, which we use. We leverage all that first-party data to continue to engage with them, to market to them, to continue to make sure that they feel like lottery is relevant to them beyond that one ticket purchase. So in terms of our first-party data, the first source of that is collecting this information at registration when they sign up for an account. Again, I talked a little bit about ID verification. If they provide us the last 4 digits of their SSN, we can actually run them through our program that does that in real time, and they can, as long as they provided everything accurately, it can go straight into online play. So a player within 5 minutes can be set up to play online. Which is really helpful when we have a jackpot run and all of a sudden players like, oh wow, the jackpot's really high, how do I get in on that? We can tell them, hey, 5 minutes, you can play from anywhere in North Carolina. But then we have the prize fulfillment side of things. So say a player is more strictly retail oriented, one of those 68% that's only playing scratch-offs. So those players may not care about playing online and getting ID verified, but they're providing their own information, but if it's not up to date and they want a Lucke-Rewards prize, guess what? They may not get that prize because we can't contact them. They didn't give us the right email. They didn't give us the right mailing address. They didn't give us the right phone number. So it's to their benefit, if they're actually going to engage with us at all, that they provide accurate information. And we reinforce that repeatedly. Similarly, with some prizes, because we have different prize thresholds, if a player wins a certain prize threshold, they have to actually provide an ID when they're claiming. So we can, again, reinforce making sure that their account information is correct. So this way, we've got this really high data quality where we know that this person is who they say they are. And then ultimately, transparency and trust. We never sell their data. I mean, that's just full stop, one of our responsible gaming measures. You're engaging with us, and we take that trust very seriously, and we never sell it. So this is, in terms of the product tracking, this is what I was talking about in terms of online play. So they've made a purchase online. At this point, they don't have to engage with loyalty, but they've already earned the points. They're sitting in their account. So we let them know that those points are there, and then we give them a clear path. That is their call to action afterwards is, hey, you've just earned points, go redeem them. And then with retail products, every product has Lucke-Rewards embedded within it. So for your draw tickets, you actually have it spelled out right there with a code and a barcode. And then with scratch-offs, again, you have your codes there and your barcode there. And with ticket entry, so assuming a player has purchased a retail product, they can use the app to scan the barcode to enter it into their account. They'll get their points. Or they can manually enter the code. So we give them both options, and it's really funny. Steve said, well, obviously, when I was telling him about this, he said, obviously, you're going to have a majority of players using the app. I said, we do, but it's interesting. Some of them will still manually enter the code. Maybe they just feel like that's more secure. Whatever makes them happy, we offer both options. Now, here's the thing. Gamify everything. That's kind of our motto. So we gamify the awarding of points. So players will always earn base points at the dollar value of the ticket. So if it's a $5 ticket, they're going to earn at least 5 points. But they may get lucky. That is the name of the game in lottery, after all. So they may earn a multiplied number of points. They may earn 20 points or 50 points or 100 points. So that way the player never really knows how many points they could get. They know, I'm going to get at least this much, but I could get more. And it creates that excitement for them, especially when they're one of those players that gets the multiplied number of points. And there's a couple of reasons for this. It is the surprise and delight aspect, but it's another responsible gaming measure. We don't want players assigning a dollar value to points, and that's one of the challenges with those direct pricing models, so the merchandise pricing models with some loyalty programs where, like I love the Starbucks app. I love that I can use my stars to get free coffee that I would otherwise pay for. But our program isn't like that because whereas a coffee addiction can't hurt you, a gambling addiction could. So in exchange, we offer these ways to engage players, but we want to do it responsibly. So this is an added benefit. It's not something that we want to actively use to encourage players to buy more lottery than they should. So that's one of our ways we do that. And product integration. So I say this is a redhead. For a lot of companies, loyalty is the redheaded stepchild. But at the lottery, we've learned that it's so popular that we've really just integrated it with product at every level. So here we go with a scratch off. $2 scratch offs are not our most popular price point, but this ticket was very popular. And it's because players like that loyalty tie-in. And so basically what we did is we took a traditional $2 ticket and we added a little bonus box on it. So they scratch that area and they find out how many bonus points they're going to earn with this ticket. So with this ticket, we saw that when it launched, it was the #1 purchase activity for new users. So it was driving acquisition. And then it also had 33% higher submissions than any other $2 ticket that we launched within several months. So it's a great way to not only engage active users who love Lucke-Rewards and are already using it and want to earn more points, but it's also a way to get players who've never engaged with it before say, oh, that's really cool. I like a bonus. Who doesn't like a bonus? So then we get to the rewards aspects. So that's the big part. You have the earning of the points, and then you have the burning of the points. So the way we do the drawings is once they've earned their points, they go in to redeem them by purchasing drawings, drawing entries with their points. So we give them options. We always have a weekly drawing running. We always have a monthly drawing running. And then periodically we'll have a specialty drawing. And each of these kind of appeals to different types of players. So your weekly drawing is a really quick turnaround. You know, it's that player that plays a lot, they've got a lot of points to burn. They don't care about winning a big prize, they just want to win a prize. And typically we're seeing about 800,000 or more entries a week into that drawing. The monthly drawings, those are gonna be bigger prizes. It's taking a full month to enter. And it appeals to players who want to dream big. They really want to win that bigger prize. They're the player that's more likely to go all in. And our average entries there are 5 million plus. We just did one that had over 9 million entries in 1 month. And then we have specialty drawings. So sometimes these will just be cash drawings that we'll just do a fun theme and throw it out there. But we also partner, so we have a very active events marketing team that's out in the community, and they sponsor with different sports teams. And sometimes we will work with those sports teams to offer unique experiences. So one really successful example of that is in January, we did a drawing. So I don't know if we have any college basketball fans here, but in North Carolina, ACC basketball is life. And Coach K was retiring this year. This was his last year. We managed to get, through our sports sponsorship with Duke, we managed to get, not floor seats, but pretty close to floor seats for the last home game at Duke against UNC, the biggest rivalry in college basketball, and also his last home game in the regular season, at least. And it came with a whole experience. It came with some pregame VIP access. It came with souvenirs, a Coach K signed basketball. There were just a lot of little perks that went along with it. That drawing was the most successful sports drawing we've ever done, because it's a niche. Those sports drawings are usually very niche because our players want cash more than anything. But we've seen that with that 25 to 44 demo, they want experiences too. And if you offer the right experience, they'll jump on that. And it's also a great way to acquire new players, because we're putting that out in media, we're putting it out in retail, and players who are diehard Duke fans or even UNC fans are going to say, ooh, I'll buy a ticket to try to win that. So it's a great way to get new players into the platform because they're interested in winning that prize. So one of the things about these drawings is each one is uniquely themed and has fun creative that goes along with it. So we try really hard to make it fun, make it interesting. No two offers are the same. We try to shake it up, different numbers of winners, different prize amounts, different themes. Second chance promotions. So this is one where, to highlight certain products, we want to add to the value proposition of those products, especially higher price point tickets. So right now, our scratch-offs go up to $30. We have $30 scratch-offs. If you're gonna spend $30 on a single scratch-off, there's gotta be a lot of payoff to that. And so with second chance drawings, that's a great way to do it because it really adds to the whole idea of extended play. Because not only, for example, the Corvette and cash over there, not only are you playing on that scratch-off for the chance to win $100,000 and a Corvette Stingray, but you get a second chance at winning that exact same prize in the platform. So we're gonna give away a duplicate of the grand prize on that ticket within the platform. And we've done it with $1 million prizes, we've done it with other things. So our second chance are really kind of that higher tier prizing model, and it's tied to specific products. So when you enter that ticket into Lucke-Rewards, you're getting your points, but then you also automatically get your entries into second chance. And this has been really successful. These drawings and these tickets are always the highest entered. They're always the top. Any ticket that we launch that has a second chance is immediately the #1 ticket entered for that month. And these will carry on for a long time. So right now we have a second chance promotion that's been running for 3 years with a $1 million prize, but we've done that drawing 5 times over. So we spread it out over the life of the ticket and market. So that means as long as you're buying that ticket, you've got that chance to win that prize. And just a little sneak peek here. So we do have a new innovation coming. So that's a big part of what we do is we never settle for what we know works. We are always pushing to see what else can work. And so we're launching in a few weeks a rolling jackpot second chance. So we've got a Carolina jackpot ticket family that's coming out. And when players enter their tickets for that, they'll get entered into a drawing with a rolling jackpot. Every time a player enters a ticket, the jackpot goes up. So the more players that buy that ticket and play that ticket, the more players we have pushing that jackpot further. All right, so the gamification of loyalty. Not everybody can gamify everything. It may not make sense for every brand or every program. For us, it works. And it really took a turn in 2019 when we converted to a new platform. So we went out to bid for a new digital platform provider to provide e-commerce and loyalty services for us. And we ended up going with Pollard Interactive. And it really changed the program in a lot of ways. The base principles stayed the same, but it just expanded the universe of what we could do. So that's when we added earn activities. Before 2019, you could only earn points by entering a ticket or purchasing online. It was only that. But now we have surveys, view and earns, digital games, promo codes for points. We have all these different ways that players can earn points. And the great thing is, every time they engage in these activities, we get more data. We learn more about them. And we also get their feedback. Surveys. So we do have a player research panel that's run through an official research company. They have about 3,000 players in that panel. We did a duplicate survey in Lucke-Rewards just to see what would happen. We had a 2,000% higher participation rate, and the results were the same. This was a really successful activity, so the view and earns, we give them points for viewing specific content. Again, wildly successful. It drove most of the activity to these pages that it was seen. And points multiplier promotions, this is a way for us to ad hoc highlight and promote specific games. If a game is not performing as well as we want, we can offer extra points, and we see the number of purchases drives. Same here, we've started doing 1 day only, so it doesn't have to be a long-term promotion, it can be very short-term. And you see the difference there, you see that spike. So the players really respond to these incentives, and it drives them to purchase that product. Flash second chance, again, another opportunity. So instead of being built into the life of the ticket, it's a flash in the pan. It's for 1 month only or for a few weeks only. Go buy that ticket, and you've got a chance to earn a pretty decent prize in a second chance drawing. This was a really successful one that we did last October. This was the #1 overall second chance drawing in terms of number of entries, which is huge. That means we had highest number of people entering this. Social promotions. Lucke-Rewards gives us a great way to engage in social. We can give out promo codes that drive them back to the platform. We can use view and earns to drive them to social to engage there so that we create that omni-channel flow to and from the platform. This was a scavenger hunt that we did where they had to find the promo code and put it together over the course of several weeks. Another great way to do it. Sorry, I think I'm running over, so I'm just trying to run through quickly. The expanded CRM program. As soon as we converted, we expanded our CRM program. We weren't really sending a lot of email. So this is when we really started putting together our email program. And it was a great chance to use Lucke-Rewards to boost those campaigns, because as much as we all love sending email, it's better to get email with something in it, right? So what's in it for me? So with loyalty, we can add that extra layer of an offer, an extra incentive to those players. And the gaming industry has a standard open rate of about 21%, and ours is about 30%. With some campaigns, it gets up as high as 50%. UI development, that's a really big deal. So again, I think with loyalty, you have to constantly be innovating, and you have to have the infrastructure to do that. And so with the conversion in 2019, we built that into our process, and having that agile development time so that we're constantly creating new development, new opportunities based on promotions that we'd like to do, but we don't have the functionality to do. And always making them configurable, because developers can be your best friends or your mortal enemy. And if you know how to speak their language, you can really get in. Data analytics, there's a lot of talk about data. We've got all this data. We definitely want to make sure that we're making the most of it. So once you have the data, what are you going to do with it? That's the really important key. You got to ask that question. So putting it all together, again, you've got this first-party data, you've got a scalable points economy. I think that's a really big key with our program, because we're determining the drawings. Players can win and redeem as many points as they want, and it does not cost us more than whatever we've allocated for drawings. So we can run extra promotions if we need to, and it does not necessarily cost us anything more, because the promotion schedule, the development schedule, the drawing schedule, it's already all set. The omni-channel appeal, retail players, online players, new players, they all are drawn to loyalty. And the infrastructure to really support innovation and analysis, that's key. And then ultimately, all of that leads to enhanced engagement. That's it.
Liz Bowles-Button, thank you so much. I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
ask, because we're running along, I want to ask if you wait for the round tables to take
Yeah,
questions.
absolutely.
Liz Bowles-Button, everybody.